Oh, what's up, you guys? Hick Albert back at you with another video. And today, I was cleaning out my van. I mean, there's still a little bit of shit in there, but it ain't nearly as bad as it was. I had a lot of shit in there. Um, I just got done doing that, and as you can see, it's pretty cold out. That's my breath. Um, so now I'm just sitting here and smoking a cigar. What's left of one. This is a Quorum Nicaraguan handmade torpedo cigar. Um, that means that it has a little point, comes down to a little point on the end you clip off and you smoke it. I'm not a very big, I don't smoke cigars all the time. I enjoy one occasionally. I had this one in my stash and it needed to be smoked, so here I am smoking it. Um, Finally, the election's over. All those fucking political ads will quit airing on TV. Finally. Um, and yeah. Today I'm going to tell you guys about my top three near death experiences. These were experiences where I could have died. I didn't. Obviously, I'm still alive. But I could have. Number one. Uh, Having my old car was a 1996 Oldsmobile Sierra SL. I decided because it could go through anything, and I mean anything. I took that some bitch off roading. I did a lot of shit with that car. Um, I decided it'd be a good idea on the first snowfall of the year to go for a little jaunt around the block, country block, which is about 10 miles, give or take, ish. I don't know off the top of my head. But I turned, and there's a hill, and at the bottom of the hill, there's a curve. Well, there was ice on that curve. My car was sideways through the curve. I overcorrected, whipped around, and I took my hands off the wheel like they teach you in NASCAR because I knew I was going in the ditch and there wasn't nothing I could do about it. So I went in the ditch. My car was high centered and there was no way to get it out. So I came home. Uh, Lady on that road gave me a ride home. And I came home, told my parents what happened. We pulled it out. I had a flat tire. The spare I had, I bought off of a guy off of Facebook. He gave me a set of four tires on rims for $60. Brand new tires. Um, but the rim didn't fit. So I had to come back home, get my donut, then go back out there, change the tire, and drive it home. As I was driving it home, my steering wheel was, instead of being straight, straight up and down, it was all cockeyed. The steering wheel was bent. I took it to Bell Tire, and they said I snapped my subframe and that it should be towed home. And they wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't do an alignment or anything. So I drove it around like that for a couple of months until spring. And I was running late for work one day, flying down the driveway. I got a bunch of potholes in the driveway, and I snapped my inner tie rod. And that was the end of that car. I sold it off to a guy who sells cars for scrap, and that was that. Number two, this was when I was around 15. Yeah, freshman year of high school. Um, I decided it'd be a good idea to, well, my mom, we burn our trash typically, our paper trash, and she had a bunch of old receipts and shit. So I was going to burn them. I had a pile of leaves and sticks, stuff I raked up in the yard. And so I was like, yeah, I'll burn them. It's kind of wet, so I'll pour a little bit of gasoline on there. Well, a little bit turned into about a gallon of gasoline. Didn't string it back or anything. And I lit that match and boom! Fucking flew back 10 feet into a pile of compost, mulch, I should say. And wake up, go inside, and first and second degree burns all over my face and arms. The went to the ER. They I had to go down to the Fort Wayne Burn Clinic every every week for 2 months, I think it was. And I have no scars. Um, the people down there really know what they're doing. People at the ER really knew what they were doing. Um, if it weren't for them, then my whole body would be scarred up, my whole upper torso and everything. Um, that was number two. Number three is how I got this scar on my finger. This one right here. Kind of hard to tell, but it's there. I was being stupid and whittling a toothpick. The big ass survival knife, about this long, 7 inch. One of those Rambo survival knives, with the screw off um, hidden storage shit in the handle. And was too lazy to come inside and get a toothpick, so I was whittling one. Well, wasn't paying attention, and the knife slipped, and needless to say, yeah, needless to say, I done fucked up, Aaron. But, cut myself pretty bad. This was, I don't even remember how old I was, but, called my mom. She was at work. I called her up, and I'm like, hey, mom. She said, yeah, I told her you need to come home. She said, why? I said, I cut myself really bad. And she's like, well, are you applying pressure and everything? I'm like, yeah. And it was just soaking through the rag I had on it and everything. And she's like, okay, I'll be home. Be ready to go to the hospital. So we went to MedPoint, which is like a cheaper alternative to the ER, I guess you could say. And they were like, well, what's the problem? I'm like, I cut myself really bad. And they're like, okay, well, let's see it. I'm like, Are you sure? They said, yeah, we got to see it. So I lifted it up and it just started spurting blood. So I covered it back up real quick. They said, go to the ER. So I went to the ER. They stitched me up, had 10 stitches, um, 3 internal stitches, and 7 external stitches. They said if that went any deeper, I would have cut my tendon, and I probably would have bled out. Ugh. Tasty. The fuck? Some bitch went out. What the fuck? Come on. Now, you don't necessarily have to have a propane torch to smoke a cigar, but it helps. It does help. So, those were my top 3 near death experiences. Um, I might have 2 videos today, not sure yet. I'm going to be pepper sprayed either today or sometime in the near future. So, stay tuned. Um, Let me know in the comments your near death experiences, if you've had any. Um, if not, then you need to live a little bit better. Take some rests. Um, Go invade Poland. You know, do what makes you happy. Um, don't live your life conforming to societal standards, because all that's going to do in the long run is it's going to fuck you over. I mean, hell, look at me. Do I look like I conform to societal standards? Fuck no. Most people want a clean vehicle, clean fucking Lamborghini or some shit like that. I just want an old truck, like pre 1980s, um, covered in mud. I don't give a fuck about rust. Rust equals weight reduction, and it adds character to vehicles. Don't forget that. Um, Most people want a big ass mansion. I want somewhere where I can go outside off my back porch, take a piss, fucking shoot my guns off the back porch, live my life. Yeah, I'm a redneck. I'm damn proud of it. Don't you ever forget it. I self identify as a redneck by, I'm never going to own an AR 15 though. And I'll tell you why. I don't like the way they shoot. That's the only reason. Yeah, they're cool and everything, but I don't like them. But I do own guns. I'm a gun toting redneck. And if that's a problem, oh fucking well. Anyways, live your life, ladies and gentlemen, the way you want to live it. And I'll catch you guys later with another video.